I am getting so nervous for my appointment tomorrow, and you already know what I'm doing because of the title of this video. I'm getting so nervous. What is up, you guys? I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. And tomorrow I'm getting permanent makeup on my eyebrows. Now, I don't want to call it microblading because that is a specific technique. I might end up getting powdered ombre, which is another technique, and there's many, many others. I guess I won't really know until I meet with the artist tomorrow. I am getting so nervous because I have no tattoos. Tattoos is a huge commitment, and yikes, I'm about to go get a tattoo on my face. I hope I don't regret this. I know some people, they have no eyebrows, they have no hair, so they get microblading, they get the natural hair-like strokes. That's not the case for me. I have very hairy, full brows. I have a hard time taming these bad boys. The reason why I'm getting it is so that I can have twins. My eyebrows, they're not sisters, they're not even cousins. I can't get these to look the same for the life of me. Let me show you. So this is my favorite brow. This is the brow I am trying to correct. And I can see what's wrong, but you think I could fix it? No. To be honest, looking in my mirror, they're almost perfect. They look perfect. In a camera, I'm not sure why you look so different on camera. But anyways, I can see this brow's thinner, it's lower, goes in further than this one. It has a stronger slope on the end. Anyways, I can go on and on and on, but this eyebrow does not look anything like this eyebrow, and that is why I am going to get permanent makeup, because they actually map it out so they should be perfect and they can be twins. On my no makeup days, I do have to pencil them in a little bit. I do have a few patches, so I am also really looking forward to not really having to do that anymore. That's exciting. The artist I'll be seeing, I haven't met her before, which also kind of makes me nervous because I haven't had a consultation with her, but the consultation will be tomorrow, and then you just hop right into it. She's obviously the expert, and she will be the one to decide what technique we'll be using, whether I should get the microblading, or if I should get the powdered ombre, or one of the many other techniques there are. Keep my fingers crossed. I hope I get some sleep tonight, but I'm obviously taking you guys along with me tomorrow, so without further ado, let's hop into it. Good morning. I am about to head to my appointment, but before I do that, I wanted to show you my natural brows before we get started. I have absolutely no makeup on them right now. This one actually looks pretty good. It's pretty filled in. This brow, on the other hand, why you gotta be like that, brow? I've got my handy brush here. I just want to show you. There's a lot of hair there. Even this one. There's a lot of hair. But they're just not even. So I'm excited that she can make them even, make them twins. I am still nervous though, because it is a tattoo after all. So yeah, those are my natural brows. I am about to get on the road and get a bite to eat before I go because the appointment is a few hours long. I am wearing my favorite sweatsuit just to be comfortable. It's the same sweatsuit I wore to my eyelid appointment. Super, super comfy. And I'm wearing my hair in double Dutch braids just to keep it off of my face. This will make it easy for the artist and also for me for sanitary reasons for the aftercare to keep all the hair off of my face. So I am comfy, cozy, and ready to go. Let's do this. So within minutes of arriving, we applied a numbing cream because it needs to stay on for 20 minutes. This is quite the look. After I was numb, she started mapping, measuring, and drawing out my brows, and once we achieved a desired shape, we got started. Feel pain at all? Not really. It's kind of like a fuzzy feeling. A layer of pigment and more numbing cream was applied before moving on to the next eyebrow. Oh, such a weird sensation. Mm-hmm. Want a tissue? No, I'm okay. Well, yeah, it's like my nose is getting stuffed up now. It's weird. We basically moved back and forth between brows, and the appointment took about 2.5 hours. I should just walk out of here like this. So sorry, I can't get them wet for how long?
About 10 days or until all the flakes are off.
Okay, so how do I clean them? Just keep putting the ointment on?
Yeah, you don't want to get them wet at all. So.
And can I put sunscreen on them in this 10 days?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you want to try stay out of the sun or just wear a hat when you're outside.
Gotcha.
And yeah, no getting them wet and no sweating. And resist the urge to scratch or pick at them. But then after they're healed, you can put sunscreen on them when you're outside.
Right. So don't put anything on them until the scabs are gone. Gotcha.
This is just a sealant I'm putting on for 2 minutes. It just seals the color. Creates like a barrier.
Okay.
So this is the ointment. Just a very thin layer. Only reapply when it dries out. So usually morning and night, but if it dries in the day, then just add a tiny bit more.
So just on my way home, and I'm feeling a lot of emotions. Some are regret. They are dark, but they're gonna fade. So it's like, I don't know what they're gonna look like because they're not gonna look like this. The shape is a little bit different than I'm used to. I'm going through a lot of emotions right now, so don't really know what to think. I just got home and my cat is staring at my eyebrows. Do you not recognize your mother? It's me, your mama. Don't be afraid, it's me. He seriously has been staring at my eyebrows. I am home and freaking out. Look at how dark they are. They are so dark. Now they are going to fade, and you know, I have seen some videos of people getting their eyebrows tattooed or microbladed or whatever, and they're like, the day that I left, my eyebrows were bomb. I wanted them to stay like that forever, and then they fade. Well, I can't wait for them to fade fast enough. Like, these are really, really, really dark, which also, darker they are, the thicker they look. So they look a little thick. Looking in a mirror, again, in real life, it looks perfect, but looking in the camera, they're not exact. I do see the top of this brow is shaped a little bit differently than this one. This looks a little more rounded or straight, whereas this kind of looks like it goes down and up. I'm probably being a little too particular, but this is permanent. This is permanent makeup. Like, this is so intense, you guys. This is such an emotional roller coaster, and the emotions are just going to get worse because they're going to get darker. Tomorrow, I believe it's going to be even darker. Then they get scabby. When the scabs come off, they're going to be even lighter, and then they start to get darker, and then they get to the true color, and that's like about a 16-day process. I just can't wait for this to fade fast enough. So, I'm not going to cry. I just hope I don't regret it. This was a really, really big decision. Sorry about that, guys. I'm obviously pretty emotional. I need to put my game face on. I just went downstairs and had some toast and some tea. I feel like I'm gonna cry again. I feel like, for me, once I start crying, like, the emotion is there, but I'm really not that upset. It's just, I'm very vulnerable right now, and I want to bury my face in a hole, and for me to videotape myself right now is like, I'm really, really vulnerable. So I'm just going through the process, but I need to trust the process. That's what they say. Trust the process. So I'm putting my game face on right now so that I can kind of just go through some of the things I wanted to tell you. So we did end up doing powdered ombre because I'm not a candidate for microblading. Microblading is where they do the hair-like strokes, but I have very, very oily skin. So the microblading wouldn't last and it'd be a waste of time and money, so I'm not a candidate. So we did the powdered ombre, which is a more intense look. I was there for 2.5 hours, but the actual procedure itself only took an hour. We spent a lot of time mapping out and trying to get the shape of the brow. And they don't start the tattoo until you agree with the shape. That was actually very difficult for me because you have to commit. You have, like, this is a huge commitment. And I want the shape to be perfect. And this is semi-permanent makeup. So I was struggling with the fact that she drew eyebrows on and then I had to say, okay, tattoo it on my face. It just, everything was so sudden. And I mean, she's got clients booked after me. She's got clients booked back to back. So, you know, she's keeping an eye on the clock, but I'm also keeping an eye on my eyebrows. At one point in time, she said, okay, if we can't agree on a shape, I don't think I can proceed with the appointment today because I've got a client at 3 o'clock. So if we can't come to an agreement, we'll have to rebook or whatever because this is taking too long. And it's like, then I really felt the pressure. So at one moment I almost backed out. Like I thought, I can't, this isn't for me, I can't do this. But then I thought, stop being such a wimp, Nicole, and just do it. So we did it, and even throughout the whole appointment, I was on an emotional roller coaster. Like, when she started tattooing, I was like, oh, this is kind of exciting. And then it was like, oh my God, I hope, you know, because you can't really see what she's doing. So it's like, oh God, am I going to regret this? And then you're like excited, and then you feel regret. And so I was having an emotional roller coaster during the entire procedure. And the procedure wasn't painful. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most painful, I would say a 2. I was at a 2. Some parts I felt maybe between a 3 and a 4. And it was mostly my right brow. My right brow was more sensitive than my left brow. Who would have figured? But apparently that's normal. Apparently one brow is more sensitive than the other. So my left brow was like pretty much pain level was between a 1 and a 2 the entire time. This brow fluctuated between a 1 and a 4, I would say. But other than that, it wasn't painful at all. And right now, 0 pain. None at all. I can feel that I have eyebrows on my face, but other than that, there's no pain. Just looking at the camera right now, they don't look, they look like sisters now. Before they weren't even cousins. Now I have sisters, but they're not twins. This one looks a little bit higher. So I'm hoping that when it fades, that won't be as noticeable, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to start crying again. So I will end it here. I'm just going to relax for the rest of the night, and I will keep you guys updated on the healing process. It is day 6, and I haven't needed to check in with you guys until now because nothing has changed. Except for last night, the end of day 5, I was washing my face, doing my bedtime routine, which, by the way, is really, really hard to do when you're not allowed to get your eyebrows wet. Those are the rules. I was told I can't get my eyebrows wet, so washing my face has been a real challenge. Sorry about that, guys. The joy of having dogs. Nick actually just got home from work, so the dogs lose their mind. But anyways, yes, washing your face and not getting your eyebrows wet is very, very challenging. But when I was doing my bedtime routine last night and reapplying the ointment to my brows, a piece flaked off. So they have officially started flaking, and it was on the tail of my left brow. Let me get you a closer look. So you can see that just a tiny little piece has come off, but the exciting part is the color underneath. That is more of the true color that they are going to appear. It's more of a natural blonde taupey color. So that's actually really exciting that they are starting to flake off and the true color is starting to appear because these are still very, very dark. One of the challenges that I've been having is confidence. I definitely want to hide myself. especially, like right now I'm wearing makeup and I do feel like the makeup needs to be darker, like a darker smoky eye. But a little bit of makeup, the eyebrows don't look so harsh. But when I'm completely makeup free, like even Nick said to me, he's like, you don't look like yourself. That's kind of disappointing because I am going through quite a bit of change. Like I just chopped my hair off and now I have really dark eyebrows. Another thing is they're kind of getting itchy and I can't touch it. But you see I'm like rubbing on the outside. I'm not actually touching the brow, which believe it or not is actually giving me some relief. But they're starting to get a little itchy, which is good. That means they're healing. Also, another challenge is the fact that I can't have them in the sun and I can't apply sunscreen to the brow itself until they're fully healed. So I have been wearing hats. This is one hat that I've been wearing. You know, if I'm wearing something a little more fancy, I'll wear a hat like this and keep them. And to be honest, I've been kind of hanging it low so that the eyebrows aren't as noticeable. And if I'm wearing something a little more casual, I've just been wearing like a baseball cap. And that helps hide them too. So, but I've been doing really well keeping them out of the sun because that is very, very important. The sun is not your friend. So anyways, I thought that I would just come on here and let you guys know how things have been going so far. Now that they're actually healing, I will probably start taking pictures of them every day and we can track how long it actually takes to heal and kind of get an idea of what the healing process looks like. What's up, you guys? It has officially been 6 weeks. I am completely healed and I am not completely satisfied, but I'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to show you guys my new sweater. Don't drink and drive. I absolutely love it. I think it's hilarious because of the Kiki challenge. Kiki. I won't be drinking and driving and I won't be doing the Kiki challenge because people are getting hurt and that shit is crazy. Anyways, I wanted to let you guys know how the healing process has gone. So, hang on. So I wrote it all down because I obviously can't remember all these details, but my eyebrows started peeling officially on day 5, and it was on my left brow on the corner, and it was looking crazy, but it was so relieving to see the true color underneath because the flake that came off was almost black. It was such a relief, like, oh, thank God. They're not going to be black caterpillars on my face. So it was so relieving to see a lighter color underneath. But then they all start to peel and it starts to look very, very crazy. It was challenging, you know, always wearing a hat, going to the grocery store, and I followed the rules to the T. I kept them out of the sun, so I wore a lot of hats. I did not get them wet. I have to say, washing your face is almost impossible. Also showering. I couldn't shower. I was taking baths because if you shower, your whole face is gonna get wet. So I followed the rules to the T. But anyways, so the most active peeling was on day 12 to 14. So basically the second week I was peeling like a mofo. But it was all on my left brow. And once this was pretty much completely healed, then my right brow started to peel, which I thought was kind of odd. There might be a few factors, like I might sleep on this side of my face more. But also when she was tattooing my eyebrows on, my right brow was more sensitive than my left. So that might also have played a role in why this one healed slower. I don't know. But you can see, just by looking at my face, this one is darker than this one. And it is definitely because this one flaked faster, whereas this one, the ink was able to sit in the skin longer. I believe that's how it works. But all of the peeling was done on day 27. So that actually took quite some time. 27 days? That doesn't... Maybe I don't have that right. Yeah. Anyways, I wrote down 27 days. Today is officially 6 weeks and it's completely healed. So this is it. This is what I got. I do have a touch-up appointment scheduled today. It's in an hour and a half. I need to leave here in an hour. So I'm not looking forward to the appointment at all. I don't really know what to say because, okay, I don't want to sound particular, I don't want to sound picky, but this is my face and I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. Now, at the beginning of this video, I did say who the artist was and what studio I was going to but I have chosen to exclude that from this video because I'm not satisfied, and it's not my... I'm not that type of person to just bash people publicly like that. So I think the artist is great and very talented at what she does. That is why I chose her. But maybe this just wasn't for me. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. And when I look back, there's a lot of choices I wish I had made. If I could go all the way back to the beginning, I wouldn't have ever done it in the first place. I liked my eyebrows. My eyebrows, I had lots of eyebrow hair, as you guys saw. My issue was that they weren't the same. My eyebrows weren't the same, and I wanted them to be twins, and that was my main purpose of getting it done. Well, I don't know if you've already noticed or not by looking at my face, but I am in still the same position. They're not the same. This eyebrow does not look like this eyebrow. I don't know why this one has such a high peak on it, and I don't like that. I actually like eyebrows to be more straight, and that's kind of what I had. So I kind of wish I could go back to my old brows. Also, because my old brows, the hair, of course, was the right warmth and tone of, because this is my natural color here on my roots, and it was like the same tone, that warm color, and my whole face jived. It worked together, and I find that this doesn't work. Now, I do like the color of this one better. It looks a little more natural because it's not so dark. Now, mind you, I do have makeup on. Wearing makeup, obviously, makes the eyebrows not so harsh on the face, because if I didn't have tattooed eyebrows, I would be filling them in and darkening them to complete my look. But when you have eyebrows tattooed on your face and you are not wearing a stitch of makeup and you are completely all natural, holy eyebrows, it's just like eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows. So that's been freaking me out a little bit. You know, I find them too dark, but when I apply makeup, it obviously doesn't look so bad, but this one's darker than this one. You can't lighten them as far as I'm aware. That's one reason why I'm interested to see how today's appointment goes, is because she's probably gonna want to darken this one to match this one. But that's not what I want to do at all. I do not want to darken. I actually want this eyebrow to be the color of this one because I find it softer and more natural. But also the shape. I don't feel like this is a little bit of tweaking to get the shape right, because I feel like some has to be removed up here at this point. Like, I feel like this actually needs to be brought down. I don't want to feel rushed and pressured into making a decision for today's appointment either, because that's how I felt at the first initial appointment. I felt rushed and I felt a lot of pressure. You know, she's looking at the clock because she's got a client after me. Fine, fair enough. You have to run a business. You got to make your money. You hustle, girl. I have respect for that. But you should have given me more options, because you have to pay a deposit for the appointment, and there's like no cancellations, and they have a very, very strict cancellation policy. So I felt like if I said, nope, we're not going ahead with the appointment, nope, I don't like the shape, let's reschedule, I felt like I would have lost my deposit or something. And the deposit was $150, and I didn't want to lose that. Like, that's a lot of money. And overall, my entire appointment, from the deposit to the actual appointment combined, $600. That is a big investment. And, you know, I'm giving myself a makeover right now, and I feel like all the steps that I've taken so far have been beneficial, and I have been thoroughly satisfied, and I really feel like I've been improving. But now I invested $600 into my face, and I have a regret, and I feel like I've kind of taken a step back. I liked my natural brows better. I really wish I could go back in time and either not go ahead with the appointment at all, or to have stood my ground and said, no, I'm not okay with the shape. Because if I wasn't okay with the shape then, why would I be okay with the shape now? I mean, when they draw them on, they are black. They are black. They are so dark, which also makes them look thicker. And so it's kind of hard to see what the final result is going to be, because they tell you, you know, ignore the color, ignore the thickness, ignore all that. We're just focusing on shape. So it was really, really hard to see. But even then, I wasn't happy with the shape. So why would I be happy with the shape now? Duh. So that was a mistake on my part. Definitely not the artist. But I did message her on Instagram. That's how I discovered her in the first place. Oh, by the way, because I'm not mentioning who the artist was and the eyebrow studio that I went to. If you are getting your eyebrows done in the Edmonton area and you're very curious of where I went, by all means send me a message. I'm not going to keep it a secret from everybody. I just don't want to announce it publicly, so I'm not going to announce it on the video, but definitely send me a message and I will let you know who did my eyebrows. But anyways, so I had sent her a message and said, hey, I find my eyebrows really dark and I'm not exactly sure how I feel about them. And her response was, well, do you even need a touch-up? Like, I just told you I'm not liking them, basically. I said I don't like them in a very nice way. You know, they're too dark and I'm not sure how I feel about them. And you are asking me if I need a touch-up? Like, maybe I have a misunderstanding of what a touch-up appointment actually is. To me, a touch-up appointment is, okay, let's see, do we need to make any tweaks, any adjustments? Are you satisfied? If you're not satisfied, what can we do to correct the issue? You know what I mean? Like, to me, a touch-up appointment is a follow-up, basically. And so I felt very, I don't know, I felt like she wasn't being very sympathetic. Like, oh, you're not sure about your brows? Well, do you even need a touch-up? So anyways, then she at least asked me, what are you unsure about? And I told her, you know, I find them too dark. I'm not a big fan of the shape. One eyebrow is darker than the other. And I wasn't going to go on and list more and more and more. A lot of the stuff was very detail oriented. So she would obviously have to see that in person. So I only mentioned a few things that I'm unhappy about. And I said to her, you know, do you want to have a consultation with me before the touch-up appointment so that it's not all rushed like the initial appointment was, so that we can actually come up with a game plan and see what is going to be the next step. And it seemed like she just wanted to do the touch-up appointment. So I messaged her not yesterday but the day before and said, hey, are you sure you want to go ahead with the touch-up appointment and not have a consultation with me first? And her response was, it's okay, just come in so that I can see them. If you don't want to touch them up or tweak them, then that's okay. If you know I don't like my eyebrows from the little bit of information that I've given you, if you know I don't like them, why do you think I don't want to make any tweaks or adjustments? Anyways, some of you might be looking at my brows and saying, wow, Nicole, you are picky, you are too particular, damn, your eyebrows look good, what's your issue? And some other people might be seeing what I see, and you guys might agree you like my old brows more than my new brows. We will see how the appointment goes. Depending on how it goes, I'll decide whether I'll include it in this vlog or if I'll do a part 2. I really didn't expect this vlog to go this way. I always like to be positive and uplifting, and I do feel like I'm kind of being a drag. So sorry about that, but I'm keeping it 100 with you guys, and that's how I feel. I'm not happy about it. So I will keep you guys posted on what happens next.